I vote 2 now in the recall effort against New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell ended up in court today as organizers try and lower the number of signatures required to prompt a recall election.
They claim that more than 30,000 people who are dead or who have moved outside of New Orleans are listed as active voters. This is all happening as the clock is running and signatures need to be counted. Eileen Carter and her legal team walked into court confident. They claim the registrar of voters in New Orleans, Dr. Sandra Wilson, has not properly removed inactive voters from the rolls and that the number of signatures required to try and trigger an election to recall the mayor should be lower. Right now, it's just over 49,000, but if Judge Jennifer Medley backs the recall organizers in court, that number could be lowered down to 43 or 44,000. In court, the judge rejected the matter be tossed out on issues like jurisdiction vagueness and that it has no merit. Judge Medley saying, "I'm here to find accurate information." When asked why her recall effort didn't ask questions about voter rolls months ago, organizer Eileen Carter said, "I just expected my government to work properly for me." And lawyers for the recall pounced, saying, both sides, the registrar and Secretary of State, are arguing that you're stuck with the number of August 2022, even though we know they're wrong. Sorry. Lawyers for the Secretary of State and registrar saying that even if the judge orders people off the rolls, that the deadline the registrar has to count recall ballots will interfere, saying what the organizers want would interfere with the registrar's ability and time frame to verify the recall petitions. She has 20 days under law. So here are the numbers. A Secretary of State representative confirmed that 49,975 signatures are needed to trigger a recall election for the mayor, which is the number that we've been reporting. That number was decided on based on 20% of qualified voters in New Orleans, which is 249,876 as of August 26th, when the recall petition was filed. Well, as this hearing continues, we spoke with a recall election expert on how the hearing today played out.
In past interviews, Joshua Spivak says it's odd for recall organizers to withhold the exact numbers of signatures that they've already turned in. We asked if he thinks it's legally possible to remove 30,000 people off the voter rolls.
I would assume this would be a real challenge for the registrar and for the entire election system. You'd have to remove those voters. You'd have to notify people. Probably there's probably a lot of legal hurdles. This looks like it could be one that certainly the mayor could help tie up in court for some time to come, and the organizers themselves, both of them, just could be fighting for a while on this.
The registrar's office has 20 days to certify signatures turned in by the No LaToya recall group. If verified, it will go to Governor John Bel Edwards' office and a special election could be called.